Hello everyone and welcome to RNG University. On tonight's episode, tournament winner Rakdos Midrange. I think everyone has heard about this. Rakdos Midrange as tearing up a bunch of best of 3 tournaments, but here we are at best of 1 where I don't know how good Rakdos Midrange could be against all these crazy aggressive decks, so I want to try it out. Here is a most standard possible version of Rakdos Midrange in standard, right? We don't have any sort of crazy tech cards. We don't have any Duress or Liliana. We don't have anything out of the blue here. Everyone who wants to build a Rakdos Midrange will probably get to some version of this deck. Here we have 3 cut down for early game removal, and then 3 go for the throat for still early game, but 2 mana drop removal. But instead of running 4 go for the throat, I did slot in 1 Infernal Grasp, just so that we have that artifact creature removal if we need it. Obviously, that's kind of a tech card, but I think having 4 go for the throw might be a little bit much, and we could probably afford 2 life because we gain a lot of life with Shieldred later on. Then we have 1 Abrade, just for potential artifact removal, but also does 3 damage for early game removal, if necessary. We have 4 Bloodtithe Harvester, the core card of Rakdos, because this card is Rakdos itself. It's 3-2 for 2 mana, also gives us a blood token, also can sack himself to -X on a creature, equal to twice the number of blood tokens we have. Also, the blood token can help us pitch like a cut down or a go for the throw when we don't need it against a certain opponent. So this certain type of opponents. So Bloodtithe Harvester is the complete package for this deck. Then we have, of course, Bankbuster for card draw, 4 off Bankbuster, for Graveyard Trespasser for graveyard removal, also ward against a control deck, for Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Any red deck nowadays probably runs Fable. I've seen a few mono red burn that runs Fable, so it tells you how good Fable is, because it ramps us, it helps us filter all cards, and then it gives us another threat in terms of the reflection. So all those in 1 card. Insanely good. And with the new changing standard, this card's never rotating out. Never, ever, ever, ever. By the time it rotates out, they'll make the exact same one, reprint it just to piss us off. And we have 4 Shieldred, the Apocalypse. Of course, we need it for Invoke Despair, the end turn or end game card that help us basically win and close out almost any game. And if we cannot do that, if our opponent is scarier, that Invoke does not work, we have 2 Chandra to double our Invoke. So we could cast Chandra +2 to get 2 mana back to Invoke again. If we need to do that, that's 2 Invokes, right? That's crazy. That is a very, very strong combo that I don't expect to pull off anytime soon. It costs a lot of mana, but it is a potential with the deck, and that's really all we care about for this deck. Rakdos Midrange is supposed to be extremely strong, and I want to see how good it is. Then we have 26 lands, 10 swamps, 1 Takenuma, 1 mountain, 2 Sokenzan, 4 Blackcleave Cliffs, 4 Haunted Ridge, 4 Sulfurous Springs. Pretty standard. Of course, we need a lot of swamps to cast Invoke Despair, but I do want to talk about the 2 Sokenzans that I've seen a lot of decks run. I'm pretty sure that the Sokenzans are for anti-Planeswalker removal, because we don't have Planeswalker removal in the deck. So this is a haste 2 damage that could go out and kill like a remainder of a Liliana or something like that can be useful rather than just having 2 lands. Alright, so we could have 2 mountains and 1 Sokenzan if you wanted to do that. But I don't know how often we'll drop both Sokenzan in our hand and we needed both of those lands. If that happens a lot, maybe I'll cut it. But we'll try this deck out and see how it works. Very interesting. Also, I'm doing this because I have a red and black quest, so it's perfect. While drafting, you can hold down the Alt key. I didn't get to read the rest. You're loading too fast. Yukoseki, that is our opponent. He's an elephant, and he goes first. Elephants always go first. I'm going to keep... I don't have a cut down, but at least I have a lot of 3 drops. Alright, our opponent's playing the same thing, except better. That's never fun. Okay, well, we're going to run our Bloodtithe Harvester into a removal. Or we're going to go for the Fable. Is he going to play anything? He's probably not going to play anything. This is something I usually never do, but I do want to try out different style of game. He did not play Fable turn 3, which is very awkward for them. Then I'll play my Bloodtithe Harvester. He's not going to counter this, and it gives me a pitch from the blood token if I need it. There's a spite. Oh, it's a combo deck. Okay. Shieldred. Do I want to pitch my Chandra? This deck will have blue to counter my Chandra. Probably. Kill it. Oh. Now I'm regretting that Chandra draw. Alright, another Bloodtithe Harvester. We get to invoke next turn, so whatever he plays gets invoked. That's pretty good, unless he invokes us. Fable. Aha! He does have Fable. No lands, please. No lands. Alright, cool. So, we'll drop the Sulfurous Spring, and then we'll invoke him. Does he have a Spell Pierce? I'm so mad if he has a Spell Pierce. If he has a Cut Down. He has a 1-mana play. I don't know what it is, but he has a 1-mana play. Is it our turn to get invoked? It was not our turn to get invoked. It is our turn to draw a bunch of lands, though, so let's go for another attack. Volcanic Spite. Alright, let's pitch one of our swamps. Maybe we'll draw a good card. Maybe we'll draw another land. Almost another land. Okay, we can Sokenzan at the end of their turn to get out some 1/1s. Best we can do. Shieldred. Alright, well, we'll let the Shieldred out. Get out those 1/1s too. We'll go for the throw it again. It's a lot of Shieldreds you got. It's a lot of removal that we have. And in swamps. Oh, hey, look at that. We also got me one of those. Maybe we should attack first. I thought he's going to use one of the cut downs on these, so I'm going to hold my swamp. I don't need that much lands. I do need more filters, potentially, if I draw a Fable. 4 Fables in the deck. Burn down the house. Ooh, scary. No, that's not a Fable, but it's at least 2 damage. End turn. We still have Grasp up. He has 1 card. It's probably a cut down. It seems like he has a play with 1 mana. Curious though. Takenuma. Alright, well I can Takenuma back to Chandra. It's probably the best play. But I'm going to do it at the end of his turn. March. For 3? Okay, he says 3 mana up to do something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, he still has... Oh, it's just a cycle land. Okay. We're both on top deck mode, but I'm more afraid of their top deck mode because they can have Invoke. Land, Bankbuster, land. Okay. My turn? Oh, come on! Alright, well, let's see. Exile the top 5 card. I may cast an instant sorcery spell from those exile cards. Let's go in for the attack first. No place. This is probably just gonna die, but it gives me a card.
Had to save the day.
Gives me a card, Chandra. Please let it be an invoke. I've drawn nothing but lands. I guess our opponent hasn't drawn that well either, but they do have a lot of answers. That's a lot of mana.
There's still hope.
Oh, there's an invoke.
You'll never guess what I do next.
What else did I exile? Fable. Ugh, I needed that Fable. Okay, well, I'm gonna invoke him next turn. Would I need an extra land? I don't need an extra land. He has his Chandra. Into my invoke.
Plan?
Good play.
Fire doesn't need a plan. There's never a bad time to improvise.
I mean... I guess... Alright, he's got burn down the house. Next turn. So, let me pay the spring out. And then we will attack him for 1. He's not going to burn down the house onto a 1-1. He's just going to make 3 1-1 tokens. Yeah, there it is. We're at 20? Where do we even gain the life from? I don't even remember. Alright, so we got Shieldred onto Shieldred. That's always pretty good. Let's... Does he even have creatures? He has a few Shieldreds, so let's go take out their Shieldred first. I don't think he's gonna block. He does block. Okay, gets rid of creatures for me, which I mean it's fine. And then he has enough creatures where I should play out some more threats. Alright, no removal, unless he drew it. Another Chandra.
No more watching. It's time to do something. We can do this together.
3 mana. Brotherhood's End. Didn't that kill his own Chandra? I'm confused. Why didn't he just... Okay, now he has Chandra, I guess, with 1 on it. Good for him. Does he have a double invoke? Because his Chandra is at 1. You can +1, I guess, gets a lot of ability. No, he gets +2. Interesting. What's his plan? Because if he invokes me, I'm going to sack these 2, so he draws a card and lose life first. Still pretty good for him. He gets a Chandra invoke. I don't get the Chandra invoke. Yeah, I also don't have haste anymore. This is looking like I need to have a shield just eating. Another go for the throw. That is not an invoke. Alright, I don't want to play this out. I know I'm at 10 and he's at 4, but my top deck has been horrendous. How many invokes did he drew? And how many invokes did I draw? And I drew way more than he did. Oh well, that's one game. Let's play again. I think we were pretty much mirror matching there. In a mirror match, it's just about the number of invokes you can get off your opponent. And our invoke drew us lands. Their invoke gave them more invokes. Morses 777. That's an awesome name right there. We're gonna go first. What do you know? All right, we'll keep. Drop the tap land first. I could also drop the swamp first just to hide our Rakdosness. Not a removal? Not a removal. So, Bankbuster it is. I'm not going to drop Fable turn 3 because there's a burn deck. They just got everything. At least we went first. And that's the minimum we needed to not lose horrendously. We could draw our 1 Infernal Grass instead of the 3, go for the throw or any cut down. So here's a Graveyard Trespasser for you. probably going to attack with the chick. Is he going to attack with the Swift Sphere? If he attacks with the Swift Sphere, I'm going to block with the Bankbuster. He can kill my Bankbuster. I'm not getting any cards out of that. Reckless Impulse. He cannot pump the Swift Sphere high enough to kill the... well, he could if he played with Fire the Bankbuster. But he cannot pump it high enough to kill the Bankbuster with one attack. And that is what we can do. Strangle. Wow. Now let's see you discard a card first. Well, 2 invokes. So that's been fun, right? There's gonna be a lot of damage in our face. Did we just die from here? I don't know. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna go down to 6. We do draw. I do need our invokes. Do I need 2 invokes? I mean, invoke to invoke is pretty good, and I definitely am not gonna play Infernal Grasp anymore. So I don't think any of this matters. We didn't get any cut down early game or go for the throw early game, so we're still gonna take 4, 2 plus whatever burn spell he has. Unless he has no burn spell, which I doubt. Yeah, that's just a game. Oh, look at that! Your red deck got a burn in. You must be so proud. Well, that's the problem with best of 1, right? You're gonna have to get lucky against those aggro decks. If you just draw 2 5-drops in your early game, you're not gonna get anything out of that. Oh well, next game. If we had landed a Shieldred there, this would have been a different game. But of course we didn't. We're gonna go first. We have 2 Fable, so that's a keep hand. That's probably also why I lost last game, because I kept a bad hand. I'm keeping another bad hand this time, because I have 2 Fables. Oh, black. Okay, if we're playing black, our Bankbuster is gonna help, our Fable is gonna help, and Invoke's gonna help. All is gonna help, unless he has another color. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. Well, I get the first Fable. I don't even know if they have Fable. Card draw? Cut down? No cut down. Let me drop the Cliff here. And a Harvester, honestly. Do I want to drop the Harvester? I don't. I'm gonna play it. Okay. I'm gonna play it, and now I would have a draw from the Bankbuster up. That's the plan. I could also play Shieldred there, just to scare him a little more. He plays his Shieldred. Let me draw a card. Alright, you got a Shieldred out. Very scary. Very scary indeed. Are you going to crew and attack? No, not going to crew and attack. Alright, so how do I kill this Shieldred? Because he's going to crew the Bankbuster to sacrifice his Bankbuster, and I'll draw some cards, right? Might be able to draw into something, to be fair. Oh, and then he just quits. That works too. I mean, he has an Invoke. I mean, he has a Shieldred out. Why is he so scared? Some people, man, can't handle the slightest downside. You gotta play it out and get salty like me. That's how you play Magic. Click a face in either player's face bar. They have a bar? Wow, that's Kitty Poop Tricks 3. Somebody has a long name. Somebody also gets to go first. Alright, so this is a good hand, but we're going second. That's the only bad part about this, which... Ugh, it's blue. Okay, if it's blue, everything's gonna go wrong. Let's try it out. I think we'll do it. We'll force something. We'll probably just counter this. We need to land the Fable. We don't want to just play nothing. There's a counterspell. That'll make him feel safe to play whatever he plays next, hopefully. There's Invasion. What does this do again? Mill, and I discard a card. Well, there's a Fable. He milled 2 Shieldred. Oh, wow. Weird mill deck he's got. Go for the throw. Okay. Now we can get rid of some of these useless cards. Useless, useless. More useless cards. Fan-freaking-tastic. Alright, let's get a Bloodtithe Harvester out. I mean, Graveyard Trespasser out. We'll get rid of one of your Shieldreds. Bankbuster. Alright, well... something's gotta happen, right? Let's remove the other Shieldred. Another cut down is kind of pointless. Sokenzan is also kind of pointless. He is short on lands though, so we are kind of in the driver's seat because of that. Oh, he just quits. No lands. I get it, but, you know, it's your fault for playing degenerate decks. Keeping a counterspell opening game is not the as good of an opener as it used to be, because every deck has so many different plays. Let's try another game. So, we've been capitalizing our opponent's bad decks, and every time we play against a good deck, we just lose because, well, our deck's supposedly good, but gotta rely on the draws a lot. Low Dow W. Hey, we're gonna go first. We got 4 lands, but 2 Bankbusters, so let's go ahead and try it, Keith. We drop our Cliff. We drop... Wow. You must be so proud. Oh, he's just gonna burn the Harvester and then we just lose. Yeah, it sounds about regular red deck. We got an Abrade. I guess we'll Abrade one of those. We have to do it right now before he... Do we? No, we don't have to do it right now. Feldon. Well... I'm not gonna Abrade the Feldon, right? So I will Abrade the Swiss Sphere. Still, that's a lot more damage coming my way. I'm gonna pitch a Bankbuster. Funny enough, I'm never really gonna play both of them anyways. Go for the throw and a Shieldred. Okay, so the question is, do I play Shieldred right now or go for the throw of the Feldon? Probably the Shieldred. It's always good to land a Shieldred. Do they have anything that deals 5 damage in a turn? So I'm not gonna block anything here. Lightning Strike? Ah, okay, he does have something that deals 5 damage. But it will take all his cards, so... It's not nice, but it is something that will let us live. Bloodtithe Harvester. See, we just needed the Shieldred to help us stabilize. Kill it. Alright, runs into nothing. Go to my turn. Get out of here, you! Stupid mono red and your emotes. Learn how to play the game. Oh, we got to rank up. I never thought that would happen. Never, ever, ever. That's because I have a good deck, I guess. And we finished the quest. So, I don't have enough time to go another game in case it's a controlled deck. So, let's just look at the deck list. We didn't win 3 games after losing 2 in a row. So, still better win rate, right? 60%. It's a very strong deck. It has a lot of comeback ability. And one of the deck we lost to was a Mire, so it doesn't count because Rakdos still won. But the point of the deck is that this card and this card, the Bloodtithe Harvester and the Fable, the Mirror Breaker, this 2-3 punch is so strong, it keeps any deck in today's meta in the running. So Rakdos, Grixis, you can even play a 5-color deck that runs these two. I don't know. Probably can't get the mana base right, but the point is these 2 combo is what keep decks in the game. Then we have Shieldred, which, I mean, come on. Shieldred lands on the board, kills mono red, dead. Right? It's just so scary to mono red. They have to burn 2 burn spells on Shieldred. And when they do that, that's not enough burn for my face and I'll live. And that's exactly how we win against mono red. And then against almost any other deck, Invoke Despair will stomp them. They get invoked, they lose everything they have on the board, and then they start crying. That's basically how this deck wins almost every game. The Chandra is just a additional, sort of gravy, right? It's not necessary to win, but it does give us that extra punch whenever we wanted to have it. The main concept is just all the early game. We have so much removal, so much answer for basically anything that we are able to go over the board and always get that mid-range tempo on. And the best part about this deck, again, this is still my favorite part, even though it did not really show as often now, is the Graveyard Trespasser. Its ward ability, it always, well, not always, but almost always asks for or demands for a 2-for-1 because they need to use a spell to burn it, and then they need to use, or to kill it, and then they need to discard a card for the ward ability. So, if it always asks for a 2-for-1, and we're playing mid-range, we're going to be able to tempo them out. And that is why I think this deck is so strong, right? This card demands a 2-for-1. This card sometimes can get a 2-for-1 because we get a blood token that pitches a swamp, or pitches a land, rather. And the Fable is almost a 3-for-1 because it has one ability with the Shaman, one ability with the pitch, the double loot, and then one ability with the reflection of Kikijiki. So 3 abilities that would regularly be on 3 separate cards, now just on 1 card. That is so good that we can tempo out very heavily against our opponent. That's why this deck is strong. That's why this deck can win all of the tournaments. I highly recommend it if you like winning. This deck is going to help you win. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.